We've already had a good start. Thought about when Brother Dan was up here. I thought about the first time that the Lord had taught me. What could you do? It's nothing but obey God. And I asked him, God, I said, if your will, you make the way. Not me. I didn't want to. I wanted to feel I'm afraid to stand. And I know that every man and every woman that's been here, that stood up, that come up here, and stood up here, that come with great fear. It's a fear to stand before God.
It sure is.
But it's not a fear that you just run away from.
Right.
But it's a fear that you know that He's Almighty. That He's in charge.
Yes, sir.
Talking about Moses, thought about the way that you was explaining that. When Moses turned to the burning bush, pulled his shoes off, that he was standing on holy ground. Every man that's been called before God, standing in the presence of God, stands without his shoes. It's not of this world, but in His presence. When you stand and before God and you command and you follow and being obedient to God, you do exactly what He wants you to do. He'll make a way for you.
Amen.
If you don't, you'll be like some of those brethren that's had a great experience. Had a great road, a great path that they had went down and suffered. Like old Job swallowed, had to sit down in the ashes, and talking about Jonah, and swallowed by the whale. All them brothers. I believe we've all had a good little whooping before we got to this thing. But I plead and I beg God, I said, if it's your will, you make that way to happen. And He did. It wasn't in my time, and it was in His. And I thank God for the good words and what Daniel stand up here and told us about. And most of all, I thought about his experience and through his life and his struggles. But Jerry was mentioning about all the struggles that we face and go through in this life. Every one of us has something that we go through. Every one of us has something that we struggle with when we were growing up or becoming an adult, before we had Christ came into our life. And at the meantime, there was prayers that were followed up for us all.
No doubt.
If we had mothers that were praying mothers or grandmothers and families and kinfolks, even strangers that we don't know unaware. The angels among us. They come and say things and they may be gone. And I thought about all the things that God has done for me. And I look back down the road and how far that I've come from. But I'm glad that that heavy load was laid off down there. And I'm glad that He took it and He cast it into the deep sea and no longer remember thereof. And I'm glad He took that slave and He cleaned it. And He washed it and He sanctified it and put a robe upon it. And He dwelt right there. The New Jerusalem that come down out of heaven, that dwells right down into our very life. And to believe in Him, that they have to come faith by hearing, and hearing the words of God. In order to hear, it has to come from heaven. And when it comes from heaven, it comes right down to the very one that's been called. The very one that stand up here, been a soldier, that's on the marching band for Jesus Christ. to make that confession through the world, holding that banner of love up and to the world and let them know what side that they're on. It can take just a mighty few words, like Paul, when he said that you can say 10,000 words. Words, and it can be just as the sound of a cymbal, it won't mean nothing. And if you can say just 5 words, that means a whole lot. Even when Moses lifted that staff for a beast, God divided that water. It wasn't the power of man, it was the power of God.
Amen.
It's the power of God that can save your dying soul.
That's what does it.
It's not me.
That's right.
I can stand here and preach to you and beg you and get you down to that water. It's between you and God.
That's it.
That's what Elijah said, not between me and anybody else, but thee and God.
Couldn't save yourself.
I'm glad he stand, he stretched his arm out, and he let those soldiers drive those nails to his hand.
Lord.
And he was lifted up between the heavens and the earth for every man and every woman in this world.
Lord help me.
That we would come to him. We can run to him. We can try to do all things because he's right there. You come at the midnight hour when you know not the hour which the Son of Man appeared. If you know you had been up all night waiting on him, but our friends, he come as a thief in the night.
Yep.
He came to me, I was lost and wretched and poor and lost and lone, and he knew that I could not save myself. I couldn't clean this man up that's inside of me. But I'm glad by his power, through his grace, and by the power of the Father, and through and by his plan, that he came and walked down in this low ground of sorrow. And I'm glad that he made that pathway straight. Oh, when that man began to cry out, oh, there's one coming whose shoes I'm not worthy to unlisten. But I'm glad that same man that came out and no more go back to that wilderness will marching down that highway today. There's no more bad turning back no more. It done still.
Pressing on, sir.
No nation, no man in this world can ever deceive this very nation that we're born into. We're sealed and bought and paid for by the blood that's shed on the cross of Calvary. Even by his blood, that his love, that soldier took that spear and pushed him on the side, came forth the blood and water. Even David knew that his house would be open someday. Even Abraham, when he looked afar, he seen the same man. I even know probably Daniel, he even seen the same man. How there was going to be redone, even when Moses even lifted the staff up. So shall the Son of Man be lifted up. How this same man, how they love you and I. It don't matter who you are, where you been, how far down the road you been. He loves you with an undying love. How far is that love? It goes right down into the very depths of hell. Even to the love that they go beyond heaven. He goes beyond the rest of this world. He dragged those arms out. He cried, Father, forgive them. For they know not what they do. I didn't know neither for what I've done. And I'm glad this same man had this much mercy. That he made all men and all women that became sinners. That he had mercy upon all. I'm glad this same man that he he hung upon the tree. That there was a ladder hanging from heaven down to the earth. Did Simon and lay said upon that rock, and he dreamed that dream. I used to say, man, that he knew he was coming. Did Simon, Sunday went to three of you boys. The same man, the Daniel looks across, Ezekiel, I look across that everywhere. The same man, his eyes shine like diamond, and his hair was long and flowy. Oh, his feet been burning and furnace. I'm that same man that hung between the heavens and the earth and thought about me and thought about all the ones that was waiting for his coming. Oh, Abraham, your seed shall be blessed. Oh, there'll be queens and kings and princes and friends. I come out in your generation. We are the kings and we are the queens. We are the seed of Abraham. By faith and through faith, are we saved not of ourselves, for it is the free gift of God. I'm glad the same man about his head, and he gave up the ghost. He told him I have to go away, and if I go, I'll come again and receive you unto myself. Oh, on the third morning, yes, the judgment comes. Every man has been appointed to die, and every man must face judgment.
That's right.
Every man shall face that angel that holds the balance in his hand. Every man shall be judged at the house of God.
Wait in the mountains. What he said?
I was judged. Very nice.
Oh,
I knew where I was going. Didn't you, brother? We all knew the one that's been saved by his grace knew where we were going, where we were heading.
Sure we did.
man.
We knew that we were lost, and we needed somebody to save us from this flame. We needed somebody to get us out of there. But I'm glad there's another whole time to this land. Up on this ladder, he had the name written down his side. Oh, the King of all kings, the Lord of all lords. Oh, the Son, he loves them all. He has the key of the ball of heaven and hell. He has it all. God gave it to him.
That's right. All power. Both of
All power was given unto him. On that third morning, I love this little saying, who shall roll that stone back for me?
That's right.
I found a man, he found me, and he rolled that stone away. I'm from my tomb, and that saint lived in him. I went right down in me, and blessed are those.
Yes, sir.
Set apart.
This is part.
Already done that.
First resurrection.
Yes, sir.
Oh, friend, I'm waiting for this final day to come. When this little deaf boy's gonna hear something. The blind man shall see, the lame shall walk. Every man that's long to dream, I've seen that day to come. I long to see heaven, where we shall be healed forever.
That's right.
This man right here is going to be changed.
That's right.
He's still unchanged here. That's the greatest battle that we have right here in this world today. Is the battle between this flesh and the spirit.
That's right.
God
That's the battle we
is
fight.
right down in to teach us how to live. He teaches us, he gives us a mind. He teaches us right and wrong. Give us a constant. He knows exactly what he's saying today. If I thought I was going to do something wrong, there's a little something in my mind lets me know I fight. No, do that. Not that.
Leave that
He
alone.
knows. And if you do it, it's sin.
Always there before you do it.
But I'm glad God has that ability and that power to keep us in His presence. When He keeps us in His presence,
Yes, sir.
we know.
Yes, sir.
We all
We know
know.
his. We know where he is.
And I trust God all my life.
Love. Chestnut.
I make mistakes. I may say something. That may say something that people may not like. That may be something that slip out of my tongue and shouldn't even say it at all. We all have a responsibility. If we offend somebody, we should go to him alone and just speak to him. Let him know. It's okay. I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
Come talk to me. I have no problem. Come talk to me, sit down and talk to me. I'd love to hear it. If I said something wrong or something out of the way that you might not believe, maybe I haven't seen it yet. I don't know it yet. I don't know everything. I ain't never confessed to know everything. I'm not no wizard. I'm not no Mr. Know-it-all. But I'm glad that I got a father
Knows
that
it
gives
all. He
me
knows it
wisdom. And he sets the words on my tongue. He controls me. He lets me know. And after I say something, I'm plumb guilty. I sit down and try to hide it and say, Lord, forgive me for what I said. You know, if I thought I hurt somebody's feelings, I'm going to go to them and speak to them. Let them know. It's okay. Nothing wrong. Ain't never one of us are perfect. I want to let you know that. I'm just like everybody else. I'm just a man. Saved by the
There
grace
you
of
go.
God.
That's it.
Good morning.
Nine by His grace.
We're just men, women, children. We're just saved by the grace of God.
It's just
And we try to learn and do everything that we can from this book.
children.
Every man and every woman will always have failures. You'll probably find them, ain't no doubt. I'm probably set to try to find all kinds of them, but that's okay. I try not to look for it.
There you go.
I try to look for Jesus.
Look for the
I
good.
try to look, when I come into church, I try to find Jesus.
Right.
Lift him up. The thing gets crazy all day long. Lift him up and we not pay attention about what's going on in the world. There's plenty of problems out there.
Oh, God.
We got all kinds of trouble. There's enough trouble in this world right now. that I don't know where to begin, how to start, or where to end.
No,
But we sure do need to pray for them.
that's true.
We're living in a bad time right now. We live in a very, very fearful time. I know that people may think that back in the old days, Israel was an important land. It's very important. It's a precious place. I love to go over there someday. Like to visit all them old places where Jesus walked. And things. I think maybe you guys might be going over there, I think, today on Facebook. But the Holy Land is something that you can't walk on today. It's not there. It's not there no more. This Holy Land is one nation,
One time.
and it holds from the east to the west, to the north and the south. In this nation, there are 3 doors on each wall. 12 doors. And in this nation are the tables set before every man and every woman. And there's some things on that table that's very precious and very good.
Yes, sir.
And there's a lamp that is lighted and it's burning. You better have that lamp burning right inside of you. Those scriptures in this right here, brethren, that you can lose them lights. You can lose them candles if you're not very careful. But I'm glad that there is two olive trees, and I'm glad that there's a press. And I'm glad that there's a carpet flowing, and the oil that feeds that lamp today. The very oil that we need today, we've been anointed by. And that Spirit of God dwells right down in us, and that light shines before the world in other places. And I'm glad to say unto you that there's a fountain that's open for every man and every woman. You're free as we see this fountain. The river that's flowing wide and deep, and that's for every generation, every child, and every woman. If we're thirsty, they can get a drink of this water. The door is open, the blood is good. I am begging you to come and taste of it. It's free, it's freely.
Whosoever.
As an invitation given out to this world, if they were willing to obey by faith believing. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life.
That's good.